Well, to follow up on something I talked about a month ago or so, it seems that most definitely, and I mean most definitely, from what I can tell, you have to watch. And I know it seems ridiculous for people to even consider this, but you have to watch. Not just Make Your Mark chapter 2 and then the future chapters and all that. No. You also have to watch Tell Your Tale. That's right. For as short as the episodes are, you have to watch Tell Your Tale. Because now, the episodes, that have come out recently after Make Your Mark made its debut, chapter 2 that is, on Netflix, now the Tell Your Tale animated ones have Misty and Opaline within them, as a part of them. So basically, as short and maybe to some as meaningless as they may seem, you definitely have to watch it because it looks like they are following the same narrative, in a sense, that the Netflix series is. Because it seems that Opaline, even in Tell Your Tale, wants Misty to get Sparky Sparkaroni. Or Sparkaroni. Sparky Sparkaroni. She wants Misty to do that. Now what's interesting though about this is Misty, when she communicates with Opaline, in the 2D version, you actually see a mist come out of the, I guess you could say, the locket, the little locket that Misty is wearing. Now she has on her, if you will, the little makeup case or whatever it's called. Because in the series, I don't know if they're going to do this with the series, later on. They may, depending. But in the regular CGI Make Your Mark, they communicate, video screen. They basically communicate a la like a meta video or, Google Chat or whatever. Voice, video chat, whatever you want to call it, FaceTime. That's how they communicate. Here, the locket has a mist, like a cloud coming out of it, and you see like this hologram of Opaline communicating with Misty like that. So, to me, that's a nice little interesting, I guess you could say, twist on the communicating with each other. Because obviously it seems that Opaline can feel when stuff, kind of like goes through her holographic form or mystic form that she has communicating with Misty. And it still also, and speaking of Misty, it also plays off of what we saw in Tell Your Tale. That Misty, obviously just wants not only a cutie mark, but wants to be accepted for who she is. She wants to be friends, with other ponies. And obviously she wants a friendship with Opaline to be, real. Obviously she wants Opaline to accept her as a friend as well. So again, this definitely tells me, as a fan, that you have to watch not just Make Your Mark, chapter 1 and the future chapters as well on Netflix, but you have to watch Tell Your Tale as well. Because I think what's going on here, because I don't know when they're going to end, Tell Your Tale for the season, but from what I can tell right now, it seems that what they're doing with Tell Your Tale, and it's ironic that they started it around the time they did Make Your Mark Chapter 1, the pilot, the sequel, if you will, to the movie. It seems ironic that they started around that time frame, and every episode, before then and after then, has been in conjunction somehow with Make Your Mark. It has been. Even before the Chapter 2 portion of Make Your Mark debuted, everything has been in conjunction with it. So, to me, it definitely seems like what they've done is they realized, and this is an opinion, speculation opinion here, that with Make Your Mark being a Netflix series, and obviously Netflix being known to dump the first several episodes on its debut day instead of being like a weekly situation or daily situation. Obviously the people over at Hasbro and those working on the series realized, okay, what can we do in between the time frame of when the next chapter on Netflix will debut after this one? And that's where Tell Your Tale, I believe, comes in, because that fills in the gaps, that are going to be, that normally, I should say, would be unanswered or would go unanswered. Think about it this way, okay? Think about it this way. When My Little Pony Friendship is Magic would go on hiatus after the first, 13 episodes or so, before the next 13 debut. Think about it along the ways of, okay, they've gone on hiatus, but what happens in between? Does anything happen continuity-wise in between? And that's where these kind of shorts that Tell Your Tale would come in handy, if you will, or come into place. This is where they would fit in. Basically filling in the gaps, that you would feel are amiss if, let's say, the second half of a season of Friendship is Magic starts up, and they talk about certain things that happened that you're like, well, when did that happen in the, earlier in the season or whenever? These kind of little short animations would fill in the gap. And that's what Tell Your Tale is doing. Tell Your Tale is filling in the gaps that normally would be ignored, so that we'll get a better context of what to be in store for with the next chapter. Again, I want you to look at the timing. They began before Make Your Mark, established everybody going into the lighthouse, moving into the lighthouse together. And then after Make Your Mark, more episodes came out, following, obviously, off of the continuity from there. And now with Make Your Mark Chapter 2, in the first 8 episodes out there, now you have episodes that are following through with that. And now the episodes involve Misty and Opaline. So to me, I think that's where Tell Your Tale comes into play. They're filling in the gaps. They are filling in the gaps that normally would be ignored between breaks of seasons or chapters or whatever. So I think honestly in the end, this is a smart move. This is a smart move by Hasbro, because they know, okay, people are going to want to know what's going on in Maritime Bay with this story. We want to keep them invested, and obviously they realize that one way to do it, and again, going back to what I said about, the first 8 episodes being dropped on Netflix, they realize that this is one way of doing it, and it's perfect. It's a perfect companion piece overall, and not just companion piece, but a perfect addition, because like I said, it does what Friendship is Magic didn't do. I mean, you may not be fond of Generation 5 right now, but like I said, I think over time, and others have agreed, it will pick up. You could definitely see that, in the Make Your Mark series, especially towards the end, that it is going to pick up. And if Tell Your Tale is, being that piece of the puzzle that normally goes missing at times during breaks or intermissions, if Tell Your Tale is that piece and it fills in the gaps, then I got a feeling even Tell Your Tale is going to really start picking up its game over time, now that you have the inclusion of Opaline and Misty. So overall, I like it. I like what they're doing. Obviously, they realize they need to not make the same mistakes they did, when it comes to this kind of a scenario where Friendship is Magic. And by doing so, they realize that, hey, if we're going to tell this overall story, this major story that we're going to put a lot of, focus into, that we need to fill in every tiny detail. We need to fill in every tiny detail, and I applaud that. I appreciate that. But what do you guys think? What are your thoughts on the fact that now, more than ever, you have to watch these short animations of Tell Your Tale to really get the gist of what's going on, with Generation 5? Like I said, I highly recommend you guys check it out. Again, it proves more than ever, and I'm sorry about the interruption. My mom just called to check up on things. She does that on a daily basis, when I'm home, that is. But anyway, like I said, I highly recommend checking it out because more than ever, this is definitely showing you have to, watch Tell Your Tale to really get the gist of what's going on, whether you like G5 or you don't. And it's, again, like I said, it's one thing I do approve of and appreciate and respect. But let me know what your thoughts are down below. Do you think this is a good move on Hasbro's part to do this? Let me know down below in the comment section. Live chat during the premiere. Like the video. Super chat, super stickers are open during the live chat. Super thanks after the premiere as well. Check me out at BW Roses Discussions, all your favorite audio podcast locations except for Pandora. Also, check me out at patreon.com. So that's BW Roses with a $1 or $3 tier. Venmo at Brian-Walmart-2. Cash App at BW Roses98 to help support me there ASAP. As well as check me out at DeviantArt.com. Says BVW1979. Also, check me out at VENMO at BW Roses for content you can't get anywhere else here on YouTube. As well as check out the Teespring store as well. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are. How do you feel about this? And until next time, I will talk to y'all later.